Alright, Matthew. Joseph. Laura. Jennifer. No. Robert. Sajana. Sue. I'm here. Rachel. Darling. Does anybody else have the book? Good. That means you either forgot it. Don't have pens. Robbie, can you grab some pens, please? All right. We're going to get started straight away. I know everybody had so much fun dancing. We went a bit over time.
You're good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First of all, guys, I want you to look at your first page. The 3 things that you guys wrote down for your BMTCs and goals. Now, we are almost halfway through. By the end of this week, by Sunday this week, can you read that, please? We're halfway through our BMTC. How quick does it go, right? We're like 4 weeks. I've got plenty of time. I'll lose 3 kilos in the last week with a challenge, no problem. Doesn't work like that, guys, okay? You guys have literally like 15, 16, 17 days left, all right? So just a little bit over 2 weeks. So whatever it is, look back at those 3 things that you wrote down and be clear with that. From what we learned in week 1 Results Academy about your meal plan, about the healthy active lifestyle, really apply that now into your daily methods, you know, your daily actions, your daily habits and stuff, because anything is possible. I know from the people that I've weighed in from Tanita Tuesday, the results were banging. Yeah, they were absolutely crazy. Losing 1, 2, 3 kilos, 4 kilos even, centimeters, you know. It's absolutely crazy. But every single one of you who's in the challenge has a chance to win this. Okay, so who's going to win?
Me!
I'll take it. I'll take it. Awesome. So we're going to go straight to Results Academy week 2. Now, if you don't have your second weigh-in, guys, please get back to your coach. Yeah, your coach and yourself is responsible for your weekly weigh-ins, not Sue or Bex. We definitely remind everyone when Tanita Tuesday or Wellness Wednesday is, but it's your coaches and your responsibility to ensure that you're getting your weekly weigh-ins, all right? Now, this week is a very, very important week. Now, who was at the TGIM on Monday? Yeah, let's clap it up for Bex one more time. Honestly, it was one of the most inspiring, and he said to me after, he's like, I've never been so nervous sharing something. And he's spoken in front of hundreds of people, you know, and it's something because he's developing that skill as well, right? So it's very important, guys, to understand that when a coach is sharing, they're sharing 110%. You know, they're giving 110%. They're learning as you're learning, right? So basically what he mentioned was the power of language. You know, the power of what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to the people around you. So that's what week 2 is about. Week 2 is about, you know, my story. You know, your story, your journey through the healthy, active lifestyle. Okay? And part of that is learning about how to share your story and also about our photos. Okay? So in the beginning of the challenge, we all know that everybody would have had pictures taken, and they're the pictures that we don't really want to look at because that's our before photos, but it's a good reminder of where we started. And now that we're almost halfway through, it's a good reminder of what we were and how we want to change that. And in me saying that, I'm not saying you guys are all like, ugh. You guys are great, right? But you guys are achieving your level 10. You know, just like my before photo, I don't really want to see it that much, even though like I see myself every day in the mirror, because you know that there's change that you want. Right, you know in that photo, you want to make change, you want to reach towards your level 10, okay? So what Bex is going to do is he's going to come and hand out your photos. Don't be scared, don't share them to anyone if you don't want to. I know they're quite personal, he'll pass them around, okay?
Oh.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
By the way, hi, if you're streaming online, welcome to Results Academy Week 2.
I probably got your photos here. If you don't have them there in front of you, you will get them in the next couple of days, I promise.
Guys, make some noise for the people streaming online. Woo! You know, it's not so easy when you're at home in front of the television having fun to be like, I'm gonna log in and really participate in my own health. So thanks guys, you guys are doing an amazing job. I don't even know who's logged on, but I'm sure we'll find out after. It's like silent. Everybody's looking at their photos.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, hi, that's
Hello.
What do they think of you when you go to Kmart and put all these random side, front, and back shots?
I actually have a pretty good story. There was this old lady, she was probably like 80, and she's just like, oh, what are you after? And I'm like, oh, Susanna, yeah, she left some photos. And I was like, yeah, and she's like, oh, what are the photos? Is it like a holiday? I was like, no, it's people. And she's like, oh, what's it for? And then I'm like, oh, we're doing a challenge, so everyone took a photo. And she literally pulled it out, and she's like, oh my god, they're all naked. So eventually, this lady was like 80, so it was so funny. Oh, it was a good time. Good time. Nice.
All right, guys, just a reminder, if you have friends that are supposed to be here, remind them that they should be here. I'll be streaming it online, but it's much more fun and interactive when you're inside a room. Don't peep at other people's photos, guys. Leave it to themselves. Jeez.
Like cheating in the exam.
All right.
Or if I give you someone else's photo, please return it.
Yeah, that would be so freaky.
This isn't me, sorry. No, I'm joking.
My body.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're going to start now. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Now, if you flick to the guys. All right, sit down, hon.
If I don't have your photo, please speak to me at the end.
Yeah? Okay, we're going to move on now, though. If you switch on to this TGIM workshop number 2, that was Coach Bex's TGIM on Monday. If you flip to the next page, there's going to be a blank page, yeah? A blank page where it says insert photo here. Now, I don't know if we do have glue sticks, we can probably do it later. But this is where you're going to put your before photo. Choose one that you like, and you're going to glue it there. Okay, you're going to glue it there so it reminds you of where you started in the beginning of your challenge, and you're going to date it. So you can date it back when the challenge started, the 5th of June. Yeah, and then basically this is going to be your photo of a reminder. All right, so you're going to put that there, and then yes, we can do it after me. And then if you flip to the next page, it will be your now photo. So in 4 weeks' time, or in 2.5 weeks' time, you're going to be gluing your after photo there. So you can remind yourself of what's really possible if you give 110% within the space of 30 days. Okay? So I want to see major transformations there. And the reason we do this is so we can track. We can track because there's something about me saying I've gained 7 kilos, but some people might not believe my story. But if I show them of the chopstick me compared to the now me, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's true. There's nothing that they can argue about. And this is just about teaching people you don't have to say a million things all the time. Sometimes a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? We've always heard that before. And sometimes the proof is in the picture. It's very important that if you're really documenting a journey, you really, really want that level 10 result, you really, really want to feel better and look better and be better, it's very, very important to know where you started, right? And I'm going to do this quick little thing. And if you've seen this before, and I know a lot of you have, don't answer, okay? Wait for the people who've never seen it before to answer. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. All right. So if we have this island, okay? And then here is my treasure, okay? Here's Bex, all right? Here's Bex, okay? And I'm looking for my treasure. Okay, and I'm looking for my treasure. How do I get there?
13/87. GPS.
GPS. But okay. But
04 50.
I need a phone. I need a phone. If you had no phone, how would I get there? I was on this island or maybe somewhere in the water. How would I get there?
You'd start walking.
Where?
Where are you starting from?
Wherever you are. Where are you?
Yes, but you shouldn't have asked it like that. Yes. So basically, the point of what I was explaining, trying to explain, is that you need to know where you are. That's what you said. Mitch said, "Where are you?" Right? If you tell me to walk, where am I going to walk when I don't know where I am? Yeah? If you say someone said jet plane, someone said catch a rocket, someone said teleport, from where if I don't know where I am?
Yeah.
Right? Camel test. Detail represent. So I'm there now. Yeah? And it's about a 25-minute drive. Okay? Because I know where I am. But if I didn't know where I was, it's very hard. You'd never reach a destination. Yeah? So if I scribble out Bex, and I said, I want to gain 5 kilos of muscle, or I want to gain 5 kilos. I need to know where I'm starting at, okay? Say I'm starting at 50 kilos. I need to know where I am to know where I'm going, right? There's no point in me saying I want to lose 10 kilos. I don't know my weight, and then I get scaled, and it's impossible for me to lose 10 kilos, or it's very, very unhealthy, right? So the point of your before photo or your then photo is to know where you're at. When you know where you're at, you should know where you can go. Does that make sense, guys? Mm-hmm. Now, just a quick thing. If you look, Bex is just going to explain. If you look down the bottom.
Yeah. So if you have a look at the bottom, it says disclaimer. And basically, if you were to have this photo and say, for example, you won the BMTC, you are the next champion, we have to put down disclaimers basically just to say that some of the results that happen are not typical. And basically, that is this disclaimer. And that what that basically means is that for example, if you get me and my result in 4 months was I gained 10 kilos and I dropped my body fat down to as low as 7%, that does not mean that every exact male that tries the exact same routine that I tried, they're going to get the exact same outcome. They might gain 7 kilos, they might gain 6, 6.5, maybe 12, maybe they'll do better than me. Okay, and that's only to protect, basically to say that not every person's different. Yeah, would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Who's had a week where they absolutely smashed it, they step on the scales and it's like unbelievable, and then the next week they did the same thing, they really reapplied it, and then they stepped on it and they're like, oh, hang on, like he hasn't changed as much. Yeah, so this is really basically what can happen. And some of the results you guys hear, if you've been to some of our weekend that we had the kickoff, which was an awesome party, if you hear some of the testimonials, the results that people are getting, you need to say it's not typical. Why? Because the next person that tries the exact same routine doesn't really mean that it will happen. But if they apply themselves, they might even get a better result. Yeah. Okay. So what we usually write is, these results are not typical and individual results may vary. Okay, so I want you to imagine it's 2 weeks up from today, and the BMTC champion is being announced, and everyone's all excited, and you're like everyone's wondering who's going to win. And if you were the champion and you were to post your result, you would need to add this. Okay, makes sense? All right, now, yep. You want to go?
And basically, the reason you do that is say you lose 20 kilos, right? And you want to post it all over Facebook. And then you put, I lost 20 kilos on my Herbalife nutrition program. Then someone on your Facebook is like, that's unhealthy. I can't believe you did that in that amount of time. And they're going to go all against you. Then you're going to get all this hate. And then if you have this testimonial there, you'll be like, yeah, I know, these results aren't typical. They might vary. I'm not saying that you're going to get that result, but I did, right? And nobody can argue with that. Nobody will even comment because of that. Yeah, and it just makes your life a lot more easier, and it makes you're able to share your story. Your story is so important. Who, when they came in here, before they came in here, was inspired by a result that someone shared? Put your hand up. Mm-hmm. Honestly, yeah? You guys are inspired by someone else's story. So your story that you're sharing, that you might be sharing here at HQ one day, on stage, wherever it may be, on the corner store, and people are like, wow, you look good. That story can literally change someone's life. Yeah, so that's why it's important, and that's why Week 2 Results Academy is so important, because sometimes we forget. We forget about our story, we forget about what we're doing, and we forget that we're important. Yeah, so it's very, very important about your story. So that's just your before photo, and we're gonna just quickly fly through how to take a before photo if you haven't already. Okay. You probably all have. And if you've all taken a photo, look at your before photo and what do you find that's common amongst all before photos? Unhappy. Look at my face. Yes, okay, so people's expressions are obviously less animated, okay, because they want change, obviously. What else? In regards to posture, yeah.
Dull background.
Oh, well, plain dog. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's clarify because I'm not sure some people do. Okay, so to take a then photo or even a now photo, to take photos of your own story, okay, what's important is obviously you don't want to be like, this is me,
Yeah.
okay, because what's the point? Like, you look so happy now, they're not really going to see a transformation, right? So we just say usually have a plain face. All right, be plain. And then what Ethan meant was not a dull background, but a plain background.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a plain, preferably white background. Okay? White, because people want to see a transformation. Bye, guys.
Bye.
People want to see a transformation. They want to see specifically how your body is and what it looks like. What else?
Where do we take the photo? From here down or from here up? The whole body. Ah,
Whole body.
length.
Yeah.
From head to toe.
Full body. And we take one front, one side, I'm hearing myself, and one back. Okay? And that's so you can see all transformations. And some people like to also take a photo of their face. So if you have a lot of weight to lose and you obviously lose weight all over, then your face is important as well. What about what to wear? What do we wear when we're taking before photos? Tights, like so fitted clothing.
Active.
Active, that's it. That's the one.
Fitted active wear. Now what I would suggest is no underwear. Not suggest, just no underwear. So don't come and send your coach a bikini photo or a lingerie photo. Okay, send that to your boyfriend and your girlfriend. To your coach, we're fitted active wear. Because no, you can probably see the difference, right? But when you share it and you're like, this is me, they're gonna be like, whoa, okay? It's just gonna zoom into that.
What about speakers?
So no, so keep it covered, okay, and keep it like ladies can wear shorts, but don't go in your underwear, okay, because it's inappropriate. You know that they're called underwear for a reason. You wear underneath your clothes. Okay, we don't need to see that. I'm not saying anybody else does that or has done that. Personally not, but we've seen in other photos. It was like that. Okay, so make sure it's appropriate clothing.
PG rated.
Yes.
Yes,
G.
even G. Yeah, make sure it's appropriate. And once you do that, make sure you document that. And there's going to be a video posted up, but basically when you take the photos, try to get someone else to take it or put it against something like here and then put it on timer. Because if you're like, before photo, it doesn't work, okay? Selfie with that nice angle like this. No, you don't need to do that, alright? He knows. He's like, selfie under this light. Hold your breath.
All the guys out there, if you're looking for a great photo, just find the holy light, as we call it. And usually it's the sun. It gives you a great look. Also, guys, it's really important with these photos, for anyone that's basically that you haven't done this before and you're thinking that this is pretty weird, it is. And why? Because when you get started for the first time and you're looking to transform your body, there's no better motivation than to know where you started from. And nothing's going to push you more than where you were before to seeing how far you've come. Man, every time I see my photo when I was 70 kilos, I was like, man, I'm so glad I had that first shake. I'm so glad I ate that food that I did. And because that, when I look back now, like my health's improved. I'm getting older, but I'm far more healthier and more feeling better than I was before. And you can see that in the photo as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so is that cool with photos?
Easy.
Yeah, we all know how to take a photo. If you haven't already, you can definitely do that now. But most of you guys have if you're part of the BMTC. All right, now if you flick to the next page, guys, by the way, there was a notes taking page as well. If you want to take notes. If you look at this page here, it says My Story in Our Community. And then we're going to talk about how to talk about your story, okay? How do we share it? What is your story? Yeah, everybody has a different story. Like my story was similar in the fact that we both gained weight, but it was very different. You know, it was very different how I was exposed to Herbalife. It was very different how he was exposed to Herbalife. You know, I would have, like, the world happens for a reason, and you jump into the healthy, active lifestyle, whether it's Herbalife or not, for a reason. You know, and share a little story. Like I met Bex and his brother and his best friend on a boat cruise, right? And it just so happened that on this whole boat cruise, we became friends, and he lived in Liverpool and we're 30 minutes away. And I was already doing a PT course and he was already doing Herbalife, a health coach. So there's reasons why things happen. You know, things just don't fall into line. I didn't just happen to jump into Herbalife because Herbalife came to me. You know, I found it. It found me as well at the right time, at the right place. And then this is where I am. Yeah. So it's very important to know where your story came from and know, how did you feel before this? How did you feel? And I was talking to a client last night and he said, you don't know me before Herbalife. He said, I was a completely different man. He's like, I wouldn't have come to anything like this, and you probably would have been scared of me before Herbalife. And he's like, I've lost a lot of friends because changing my lifestyle. I don't drink, I don't do this, I don't do that anymore. He's like, I've lost a lot of friends, and that's why this community is so important to me. But if I didn't have that 3-minute conversation with him, I wouldn't have known his story. I didn't know why this person loved the community so much and why I was so dedicated to his nutrition program, right? And you'll hear a story eventually, but the fact is we don't know everyone's story. We don't know how important each and every one of you are to each and every one of you. And that's why it's so important to be sharing our story. And now we're going to be talking about more our health story, okay? Because obviously we partner with a global nutrition company and we get friggin' results, right? So we need to share them with people. So basically, if you look at your paper, it says 3 dissatisfactions before my healthy active lifestyle. Okay, it's very simple, just 3 things, because I know we have a 1.5-hour story to share, each of us, and there's always a right time and a right place. But say someone's like it to you, you look absolutely amazing, you know, like what are you doing? You're not going to tell them a 90-minute story when they're at the checkout, right? You literally have only 30 seconds to share your story. And it's about how can you share that? How can you impact that person or make that person's day better? Or make them think it's possible for me too. You know, that Matthew shared with me a 30-second story of how he lost this much weight and he feels amazing. It's possible for me too. And that's what this is how powerful a short story can be, all right? So Bex is gonna write down his 3 dissatisfactions before his healthy active lifestyle journey or before your nutrition program, all right? So everybody write down 3 things, okay? 3 things. To give you some pointers, you know, how did you feel beforehand? What were you doing beforehand? What was your lifestyle like? What were your habits? Did you wake up at midday? Now you're waking up at 9. Did you wake up at 9? Now you're waking up at 6. Did you drink a lot of soft drink? Did you smoke? Did you overeat, oversleep? You know, all these little habits and stuff. So write down things that you find that were the biggest changes, what you were before, yeah?
Okay, note them down. Guys, everyone's story is different. If you don't have pen and paper, just kind of think about it. What's your story? If someone was to ask you, what are the 3 things you are currently dissatisfied with yourself, something that's happening in your life, something that you're doing, what are the 3 key things that you would be dissatisfied with? And why it's important is because if something's dissatisfying you, you can always change it. You can always fix it. Like, we're not trees. We don't have to stand there. We're not certain things that, like some of the birds, they only fly south during winter. That's all they do. Every single time winter comes, they fly south. We're not like that. You know, you guys can change that. For example, if you woke up yesterday morning and you had McDonald's for breakfast, it does not mean that for the next 7 days you have to do the exact same thing. If, say, last 2 weeks you went out every single weekend and you spent your paycheck, it doesn't mean you have to do it for the next 2 weeks. There's no pressure. No one's telling you to do that. And you can change it. So my 3 dissatisfactions when I first joined the community. So I put HAL is healthy active lifestyle, just in short. I was semi-professional footballer. I was 70 kilos and I was 15% body fat. I was super fit, but I had lack of knowledge about nutrition and eating habits. So I was one of those guys that exercise and then I end up at Oporto's and all the fast food places. Why? Because it was cheap and it was easy. Yeah, and that's how I treated my body. Okay, and basically those poor eating habits also contributed to something, the environment that I was in. I had no vision and a bad environment. My friends were the type of people that would go out on the weekend, spend their whole paycheck that they earned for the week, and had no future to look forward to. It was nothing like, you know how we set goals and we're like, yeah, I want to lose 5 kilos, I want to feel amazing. Most of them didn't have any of that. It was just about, let's live for the next weekend. Let's live for the next weekend. And I changed that. Okay? So those were my personal things.
Yeah, so mine was, I had a negative meaning towards weight. And this might not mean a lot to guys, but for girls, like I was 45 kilos at the time and I liked being 45 kilos. I thought that was a good weight. And everybody would tell me I was skinny and I was just like, nah, I'm good, like I'm healthy, you know? And when Betts, he was my coach when I started, he's like, you need to put on 10 kilos. Like my reaction was like, he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, I still remember he weighed me at the Whitlam Center, that's where they used to do workouts. And he's like, this is your goals. I'm like, that's your goals, that's my goals, you know? But I had this really negative image towards weight. I didn't understand the importance of muscle mass, the importance of strength and things like that. And before that, my eating habits, like you don't know Sue from before. Like Sue from before, she'd study and she'd eat a whole tub of 2-liter ice cream within the space of like an afternoon and just eat it.
I wasn't that bad.
I was bad, no, I'm telling you. And I'm lactose intolerant. So my stomach after was like, but I still ate it anyways. I would eat blocks of chocolate. Like you can ask my mum and my sister, blocks of chocolate, you know, there's not those little Cadbury ones, there's bigger ones. I would polish that in a day, in an afternoon. And I would feel so sick after, and I'd be like not studying because I'm sick. But that was my eating habits because it never affected me body-wise. I didn't put on weight body-wise, but it just went through me. Like it went through me. It didn't make me feel good, right? So my knowledge about better eating, my knowledge about feeling good, I thought I felt good, but you don't know what it's like to feel good until you actually feel good, right? And last but not least, I was terribly underweight. Yeah, I was so underweight. My dad said like, my dad, there's my sister's always a bit like fuller than me. And my dad was like to my mom, how come you're feeding her and you're not feeding her? Like, how come you're not feeding her? And I was like, I'm eating. I just didn't eat a lot, right? So I was really, really underweight. The doctor said I was underweight and even when I was... Is it really turning you off that much? And even the doctor said like, when you're that much underweight, like your body functions as a woman change, right? And even that had affected that. So it was really, really bad. Now, moving on, it's not about us. Who wants to share how they felt beforehand?
I'll share. So basically, I had no motivation to get out of bed. I was only getting up out of bed because I had to go to work. That was the only thing getting me out of bed. On my days off, all I would do was sleep. I'd just eat and go back to bed. I had no willingness to get out of bed. I was uncomfortable with how I looked, so I wouldn't even go outside. I wouldn't even send Snapchats. Like, you know, that's the thing. Everybody Snapchats everyone. I couldn't even do that. And like, you know, everyone is saying the Mitchell before Herbalife is not the Mitchell that you see now. You saw me tonight, jumping around, happy, crazy. You wouldn't think I've been up since 4 a.m. That's not who I used to be. Like, that's how powerful these products and this journey is.
Yeah. So what are your 3 points?
So my 3 points were really low energy levels and no motivation. I was very unhappy with my body weight and my self-esteem as a result was very, very low. And I was constantly overeating and stress eating because I was very unhappy.
Stress eating. Yeah, fantastic. So 3 points, okay, because you want to keep it short, sharp, and simple. Anybody else want to go?
Before we sell it.
Yeah,
Go quick. Anyone?
Quick, guys, come on.
Yes, Katie.
I was lazy. I had no confidence.
Chubby. Oh, that's so cute. Yes. Okay. I don't mean yes as you were, but yes, that's good. It's short, sharp, and simple, right? And you want to just figure these three things out. 3 things that you know that you improved since then. Anybody else want to share? Serena?
So I was unconfident in the way I looked, unhealthy, and also very lazy.
Okay. Yeah, as you can see, when people are sharing this, it's hard for us to say because we're admitting, you know, things about us that we needed to improve, and it's against our ego to do so. We don't want to say and admit things that we're wrong with us as humans. You know, we don't want to say that. So to admit it into the air is to admit that you've improved, which is a great thing. You know, you should be proud. Excellent. Does everybody have written it down? Yes? So we're going to move on. We're not going to check. Your coach will check. All right? Okay, so we've got that. Now, if you look there underneath that, if we look underneath that, it says 3 positive outcomes since my healthy active lifestyle journey. Yeah? So now what we're going to write is 3 positive things that have occurred from these negative things. Okay, and we mention this all the time. It's important to correlate what you spoke about before to what you're speaking about now. So if I said I had negative meaning towards health, I had horrible eating habits, and I was so severely underweight since starting my Herbalife nutrition program, I have lots of energy, and I wake up at 4 a.m. Doesn't really make sense to what I was talking about, right? I might have better energy, but I didn't talk about energy before, so they're like, your story doesn't make sense. What the hell are you talking about, right? I need to say I am comfortable and I know the meaning of weights and the meaning of kilos. You know, my eating habits have completely changed. I live a healthy, active lifestyle, and I'm a healthy weight now. You know, I'm a healthy human being. I'm a healthy woman. So you need to make sure what you're feeling now, or what, if you haven't reached your result, what you will be feeling in 4 weeks' time at the end of the BMTC, you need to make sure that it correlates with what you already written down. Does that make sense? Yeah, is that cool? All right, so write that down.
Make it. Right. I'll just use that one.
What did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your 3 positives. Basically, if you remember, guys, TGIM, I said I was mentioning the power of I. So basically, using some certain words that we wake up in the morning and we say. Like I was at the gym and I was training with Andy, and it was so funny. I was saying we were doing some exercise and I was really tired, and I said I can't, and he goes to me, Bex, remember your TGIM. And I was like, oh wow. And the problem was that I had a really short break and I was trying to do a second exercise right after it, and my body couldn't handle it. He wasn't that elite. And then what I did was I just basically took 30 seconds extra break, and then I could do even more than what he was asking me to do. So it was funny how something that I was saying to you guys reoccurred in my life, like just the next morning, literally. And then how we apply to this is, if you're currently still working on that dissatisfaction and you're trying to overcome it, put it in the future as if you already achieved it. Yeah. So for example, my next goal is 90 kilos. So personally, that I will achieve is I am 90 kilos and I am 10% body fat. I don't put I will be, okay? Because will be's sometimes don't come, but I am's, they do, okay? So you tell yourself in advance. Basically, this is that's the change that's occurred. Basically, from poor eating habits to Herbalife nutrition, healthy active lifestyle, and healthy choices. I'm much better now. I'm more knowledgeable. I understand foods and things like that. And also vision. I have a plan pretty much for every day, month, year, for the next 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years, what I want to achieve in my life. Okay? So
yes, so basically, and it's funny, like mine's really similar to Bex's because you attract who you are, right? You attract what you are. So when you see, like someone and they're surrounded by bad people, or you see someone and all they can say is something bad about the people around them, it's a reflection of themselves, right? And that's a bit off topic, but why our results are similar is because, and then why we work together so well is because, you know, you attract like people. you know, why the squad works well together, the leaders here, it's because we're all like-minded, you know, and that's why you guys are all here, even though 98% of you guys were strangers. If MNLC wasn't here, you would have not met each other ever, probably in your life, right? But the universe is funny. It attracts the like-minded people with the same goals, you know, better nutrition, and we put them together so they can make massive impact. You know, the universe is really funny. Now, my one, so now since changing, I have a healthy relationship with my goal. I understand that on the gains is a good thing. You know, being over 50 kilos is a really healthy thing. I live a healthy, active lifestyle every single day. I barely ever eat, like, I don't have the need to eat chocolates, have a cake every now and then, or ice cream. Always have ice cream if you give it to me. But I have a healthy relationship. I'll have a cone of ice cream or have a tub, you know, and it's good. I feel so much better. And I can share this with people. And, you know, I have a healthy athletic body composition. You know, I don't have just a normal body composition. I have a body composition where, like, it sounds funny, but, like, people say I'm really fit, or people say they're like, oh, you must go to the gym or you train a lot or something like that. And I'm like, I've never had people say that in my life. You know, people have always said that I was smart or something, you know, like, she's a nerd, so she knows she's good at maths or something like that. But to have someone compliment me on something I've never had been complimented about is something completely different, right? So they're your 3 afters. Does anybody have anything that they want to share? Their 3 afters?
Or you can put it in as the next 4 weeks. So at the end of the challenge, what you will be. So my goal was to gain 3 kilos. So IBEX will be roughly around 87 kilos. I will be 87 kilos, still 10% body fat, improve my training habits and my eating habits for the better, okay? Because sometimes when we reach a certain goal, speaking of myself, we get complacent and you feel comfortable. You're like, oh, I look all right, I don't have to train today. And then you put a couple of those together and a couple of bad meals and you're all of a sudden like, hey, what happened? Like, what happened? Like, where'd my goal go? So, does anyone want to share where they're going to be in end of challenge?
Someone who's never shared before. Come on, be brave. Be brave. I know you're scared. Heart's beating a little faster because you're scared they're going to choose you. I'm going to call someone. Mathios. You probably know anything. I knew it.
Outcomes. This is like as general, not just BMPC. I get in the supported community because, like, I've tried to lose weight so many times and every time it's failed. But because of community, I feel like it's more likely to succeed. 2, losing weight and body fat while maintaining any muscle, and 3, being healthy.
Good. Clap it up for Mathios. Now, Mathios, let me specify that for you, or ask you to specify that. What would be your goal weight?
I want to be 100 kilos or lower.
Okay, so you want to be under 100 kilos?
Yeah.
Say, I am under 100 kilos.
I am under 100 kilos.
Yes, you are under 100 kilos, yes? All right, good work. Now that you said it to like 30 of us here, you have to. You're going to hit that goal, like, otherwise you'll be a liar. Jokes, I'm joking. Okay. Anybody else want to share? What about Coach Robbie?
Yeah, okay. I was hoping you guys.
Don't forget you, mate, on the game.
All right, so I'm going to share my 3 dissatisfactions first.
Yes.
All right, so
Yes, so we can relate them.
yeah, okay. So 3 dissatisfactions before my healthy active lifestyle journey. So this is when the body transformation challenge started. So the coaches are doing a separate one. The first one's underweight. And the second one was using the products inconsistently. So using a lot for 4 or 5 days and skipping 1 or 2 days sometimes. I'm not using as much in those 2 days. And sleeping a bit too much. So I was sleeping like 7.5 hours, 8 hours instead of like 6 that I always like to go for. So those are 3 dissatisfactions. And the goals that I've written down is put on 3 kilos. And the second one is use the product consistently to the best of my ability. And the last one is sleeping 6 hours a night. So those are the 3 ones that I put down. So yeah, that's my goals.
Yeah, clap it up. Oh, he's the head coach, so that was pretty perfect. And as you can see in us coaches, like, We're not perfect. We are on our own challenge because we need to level up. The only way that you guys can achieve your goals is we keep achieving our goals and lead from the front, right? That's why we have our coaches BMTC. And that's why, if we're honest, sometimes we forget our tabbies too. You know, sometimes we forget to drink that tea in the morning if we're in a rush, right? But it's up to us to really lead from the front. If we expect you, I expect Darlie to be like having tea 3 times a day and shake twice a day. I have to do that. How can I ask someone to do that if I'm not doing that, right? So as coaches, that's what we do, and that was perfect. Thanks, Robbie. Now, in summation, if we go to the last section, this is your story, okay? So this is where you're gonna write in just 1 word, 2 word form, your story. And your story is so important. So I want you to write that down, just the 3 points before. Just follow the script there. Just follow that little table, yeah? And write it down.
Oh. I don't need to do that. It's just
No. Yeah. It's exactly the same as the 3 things that you wrote down.
Oh, it's just a sentence
Yeah.
structure.
And why that's so important, guys, is because you're gonna have days in your training, in your program, in your life, where you just like, stop it. Like, I'm so done. My day has been so hard. I've already had this much. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna quit. And I'm just gonna give up. You know, I keep having that cake. I keep drinking that soft drink, whatever it is. And when you have that day, remember where you were before. Remember how you felt before. Remember how you walked in these doors and how you felt. You were shy, you didn't want to introduce yourself. And then remember yourself getting up on stage on Dance Fit, running a workout, sharing your story on stage, sharing your story to someone who's a stranger who's just coming in. That's why your story is so important. Because when you're having the down days, you need to remember where you started, right? Everyone starts here, right? And then we achieve our goals. We achieve our goals when we're up here. Then sometimes we go down to here. And we think down here is like down here, right? We think down here, up here is down here. But we need to remember that we're still up here and we started here. And we're just not there where we usually are, right? So it's so important to remember where you started from and why you started and where you want to be. Because once your mind is expanded, it never goes back into its original form. So once you get healthy, once you get a result, once you feel amazing, you never go back to feeling absolutely terrible, yeah? So that's why your story is so, so important, guys. So write that down. I hope you've written it down. I don't want to see any blank paper, any blank spots or anything, because remember your story. It's so, so important. Okay, without your story, there'd be no MNLC here. All right, so unless you want to wrap it up.
No, that's it, guys. Share your story. I'm telling you, there's so many people out there that wish when they shook your hand, instead of you telling them, how was your day? All right, saying it was amazing. Guess what I got up to last time? Or guess what I'm a part of? You know, there's so many people out there that are struggling, and so many of us, like me personally, I feel guilty because so many times people pass me by, I shake their hand, I speak to them, and I know I can help them, and yet there's that barrier of people not feeling comfortable. Yeah, so sometimes maybe it takes a stranger like yourself to change someone's mindset. You have no idea how powerful you can be to someone else. Okay, everyone's story matters. And you guys too. So that's it.
That's it, guys. So that's it. It's Thursday. We have Sunday box fit, and after Sunday, guys, we're halfway through. We're halfway through our BMTC. We're going to create an amazing. There's going to be a red carpet at HQ, by the way. Okay, it's on the 16th or something. 19th. Yes. On the 19th of July. That's going to be our major red carpet. Is that our headquarters? And when corporate holds an event, is lit. Like, it's so beautiful, okay? And the winner of the BMTCs, the winners of the BMTC, they get to obviously share their story on stage in front of all the other communities in New South Wales, okay? So really, really get cranking, get your results, okay? Because we are going to represent MNLC. We're going to represent Liverpool, Wollongong, Penrith, wherever we are. We're going to represent, we're going to rock it, okay? So we'll see you all on Sunday, today's Thursday. My days are like, every day's like Wednesday, you know? Wake up, I'm like, I'm amazing. And then I've got glue sticks here, okay? Glue sticks for you guys to glue, obviously, your photo into your book. All right? So come along, and thank you guys very much.
Thanks,
guys. Oh, let's get a photo. Sorry, guys,
in the way.
get a photo. And then you can use the glue And they say,
Champions on 3, 1, 2, 3!
Champions!
Thank you very much, guys!
Ludacris going in on the verse 'cause I've never been defeated in a workshop now. Hands up, giving it down for the homies that ain't making them a go block down. I ain't never been nowhere. If they say it's no back, blame it on that contour. They call it Ludiac. And I'm on this foolish track. So I spit my foolish flow. My hands go up and down. Triple booty flow. My verses will be serving. Play like a million versions. Last time on the ballot remix. I'm on the original version. Ain't never count me out. Y'all better count me in. That's the way it makes it count. I count me in. Make millions every year. The South champion. Cause all I do, all I